like the rap. I think most people, when they look at me, they're like, that guy likes the rap.
Yeah, I had to go home today because I forgot my beer in the fridge, and I said it'd be really hard to record the Alcohol and Arcane podcast without alcohol.
It's a whole baby Arcana niche that I really don't feel there's a podcast out there.
Oh, you've been to London? Yeah, I've been to London. I can deal with testicles. No, that's gotta get cut, damn it. So if you're looking for an expert rundown, you've come to the absolute wrong place.
It's the Ruby Ride. Am I right? Is it?
No. Classic fatties.
Or should we have like a warning, like, you should drink responsibly, please?
1, 2, 3, and then pop. How do we pronounce the second word of our podcast?
It's and.
Well,
It is and, you're right.
Well, I think
The third word.
I hate you guys so much. I think that we understand.
Numbers aren't Blake's
It's an ampersand?
strongest suit.
Is it
that's
an ampersand?
True. Okay, it is an
And
ampersand.
an ampersand is
It's like,
technically
okay,
it's
fair
literally
enough.
the letter N for
It's
Twitter.
it's a symbol. So the second word, there's some debate here.
How about we just skip over that and let's just... We have a lot to discuss. So let's get past... Let's just agree that it's the third word.
Okay.
Okay?
Third word.
Third word. Third word in our
Let's all
podcast.
say it at the same time.
1, on 3.
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Arcana. Yeah.
Can't even have equal footing at the start.
No, we all can't be right.
Well, I've heard it 3 ways now.
Were you pulled out of class for tests?
Did you have IBS?
What if I was, Bryce?
Well, it would make a lot of sense.
How bad would you feel if I was actually legitimately
I
pulled
wouldn't
out?
feel bad.
for
I would.
tests?
Everything would make sense.
I wasn't. I had good friends that were.
Travis was pulled out of a test because he had IBS.
That's what it is.
That's all. Sorry
He
for
had
anyone
to
who
take
has
it
IBS.
on the toilet.
Hopefully you guys won't hear the side effects of that on the podcast. I'll try to keep that muted.
Should we introduce ourselves? We haven't even done that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Blake. Welcome to Alcohol and Arcana. It's a podcast where we like to get drunk and have a lot of fun.
And my name is Bryce Chambers. Welcome to Alcohol and Arcana. This is a podcast about nerd stuff, where we talk about nerd stuff.
And this is Travis. Welcome to Alcohol and Arcana. And we really like to talk about some cool nerdy stuff and share it with everybody else.
I hate you guys.
Yep. So what's everybody drinking?
Nothing right now.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's... get some beer.
Is your basic bitch beer you're drinking right there? What you really want to put on your first podcast?
Easy. Wait, we didn't bring any normal shit up here. I guess I'm gonna go with that.
No, we're absolutely about to.
I just cracked this one open and then I'll finish it. I'm almost half done.
You suck.
We do have the explicit tag, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Basically, guys, we are here to talk about lore from basically any fantasy setting that we can think of. All of us thought it would be a great idea to learn more about random fantasy lore and to tell it to you. But we thought it would be more important to add alcohol to the mix to make it even more ridiculous.
More necessary.
Absolutely more necessary. I would say that we're going to get more wrong than we get right. But if you listen to us, you're going to learn lore the same way we do, with a lot of booze and very little, I'd say, attention to detail.
Yeah. There's going to be no detail, I think.
Some detail.
Are you going to come to the table with some detail, Bryce?
Arcana is the detail.
Arcana is not the detail.
It's Arcana, but anyway, the detail may or may not be provided. That's yet to be determined, I would say.
Should we give background about ourselves?
Yeah, let's do
Go
that.
ahead.
I'm a geologist
Likes rocks.
who likes rocks.
I'm an engineer. I like science. I kind of pretend to know
They
what
kind
I
of
am
throw
talking
that engineer
about.
title around, huh?
They do. They kind of give it to anybody, and that includes me.
I am a legal engineer.
Yeah, that's a good example of that.
Yeah, technically I am an attorney, and by technically I mean accurately. I'll help run through all the rules we run into, I guess.
Does your being an attorney open us up to liability for not saying correct things
Probably.
in this podcast?
I would say no, as we are shielded from liability on the grounds that
No one will listen.
everyone knows with the explicit intro that we have that we're probably not going to be very right about much of this.
Yep.
And on top of that, we're also past the point of people believing this is true. I think we're going to be okay, but I wouldn't worry too much about the legalese of our issues.
Yeah, no, I'm not
I
a
don't.
lawyer.
Me
I'm
either.
not a lawyer, but I think we can sum up everything that you just said in the 2 words that Bryce has written on his legal pad, which is mens rea.
That's actually the logo for the podcast, Alkaline Arcana Mens Rea.
Yep.
Which means guilty mind in Latin, for those of you counting at home, so it does fit.
Yeah, clearly I knew what that meant.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's
I
fine.
just assumed Latin was a language that we would learn about.
Hey, easy. I took
D&D.
Latin in high school, okay?
I took Latin in the back of
Like
Baldur's
Latin,
Gate.
did you also
I was
take
in Latin. No,
Elvish?
listen, I was in Latin club. We had competitions we went to.
Oh my God.
What does that even consist of?
It was translation.
Okay.
There was like culture things, like people made outfits and shit. And, like there was a choir. I was part of the choir. We sang in Latin.
You sang in Latin?
Yeah.
It had to be,
I'm not kidding.
It had to be bad. No, I know you're not. Was that like basically all religious? Like the
No.
singing or?
Well, I don't know what the fuck we were saying. I wasn't good at Latin. But I was
You sound like a shitty Latin club member, brother.
yeah. Well, that was me.
Hey, Bryce, you know what would help everyone out? Travis finishing his beer so we can actually open our
Yeah.
All right,
our
here we go.
podcast
Travis.
here.
I want the intro to this podcast to be what I can only describe as Griffin McElroy's hell.
Grazie is a callback to a Latin-based language.
Shut up.
I hate
Italian.
you. I hate you so much.
Latin-based language, so most of them.
Every
Audio zoom.
time to open our first beer. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Sorry, this is embarrassing.
God, did you see? Well, yeah, you had one job.
Yep.
So this is what I brought to the table today.
What'd you bring for us?
Dragon's Milk. Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout.
All right.
From
Ooh,
New Holland Brewing.
11% too. I'm excited for that.
Let's talk about the cover art here a little bit.
Let's talk about how New Holland Brewing, if you're listening.
So we got a little white
Yeah,
dragon.
we could make this happen for you, New Holland. You thought you were doing well, but wait until you get on this podcast with so many listeners that no one will know what to do with it.
My
So-
wife might listen once.
Maybe.
We do have a white dragon on the label here with some dragon scales. I want to kick it over to Bryce here to explain the difference between what a wyvern and a dragon is.
Yes, very important.
Because, we're not entirely sure what I'm seeing. I do see some front legs with some vestigial wings. It does look to be in flight.
Yes.
So
no, that's
I guess,
how you know it's a dragon. A wyvern, on the other hand, wouldn't be a silhouette.
Is it a wyvern or is it a wyvern?
I would say wyvern. Man, we're going to have... Hey, listeners, we're going to pronounce things very differently than what is probably accurate. One of us might be right.
Our
if
Twitter is alcohol and in Arcana. I don't know. We'll get that to the at the end. If you want to add us,
like and
correct
subscribe.
us.
Oh, geez. So, yeah. No, I really like the look of this dragon. I think it's a really attractive one.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't a wyvern and a dragon that his situation is more along the lines so they have front legs or not?
That's what I'm thinking. And
That-
this one
yeah, that sounds
does
right.
have legs.
That's believable.
So as we
Are
know
those front legs?
it does look like
They look like
legs.
front nubs.
It could be a penis.
Oh, a chest penis. Just like you have.
Well, you have no idea where.
Look, if I had a
dragons
nickel for
or
every time I
wyverns
saw
have
a chest
penises.
penis.
That's certainly its
I'm
chest.
sorry, the
though.
plural of penises is peni.
Yeah.
Alcohol in Arcana. The letter N is our Twitter.
That's it? Alright,
Oh,
cool.
hell yeah.
Wait.
So,
Who,
follow us.
do we all have... we all need to get the password of that, by the way.
I
Save
actually
that
already
on
sent it, so thanks for...
Yeah, go ahead and read that password out.
Thanks
Yeah,
for,
so go ahead.
thanks for reading the messages I sent you.
Just
I already sent them.
What is the... All right, anybody taking a sip yet? I have.
I have. Well, I actually drank a whole one.
Admiring this dragon.
Oh, yeah, cheers.
Okay, cheers. All right, here we go.
All right, what do you think?
Down the hatch. Real smooth.
Yeah,
real
it's
good.
Real good. That bourbon barrel aged, just you can taste it.
Yeah, this is real nice.
See, I'm typically not a milk stout guy, but this is really good.
Really?
Yeah, not too heavy.
I'm not a stout guy, typically.
You know what? I'll say not too heavy, but I'll also say not too light because there are a lot of porters and stouts that I feel have the color, but they don't have the body.
Yeah, it's like it's not too familiar.
Okay. Okay, this is really good beer.
Yeah, it is good.
I will say that. Good job. New Holland Brewing. Let's read
It is
off the
stout
stats.
as fuck. What is it? 11%. We are already drunk. We are now entering 11% beer territory.
It's proudly brewed in Holland, Michigan, which and it has a little picture of Michigan.
The
at
most
bottom.
known Holland.
I can't
Is there
think
another
of
Holland?
another Holland.
I can't think of another one.
Holland, Michigan. So shout out to all of our listeners.
Man, Michigan's got some good beers. They're
Holland, Michigan.
Founders is in Michigan.
Is Founders in Michigan?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it
Good
is.
as shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Better than shit.
I think we
It's
all
like good
agree.
ass shit.
Yeah.
I think we
At
all agree
least.
that our biggest fan base is Michigan. So
Yeah.
luckily we're hitting our target demographic.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hey, shout out. Michigan. Michiganders. What do you call yourselves?
should we say where we're recording
Michiganders.
from? We're recording from Utah.
Yes.
Ah.
If you want
yes.
to find us, it is in Utah.
We are actually in American Samoa. Don't listen to him.
Yep. So we haven't talked about anything.
No.
Arcana yet.
We haven't got into the Arcana.
I thought this was all part of our we're acting like we're getting drunk situation.
Yeah.
Who's acting?
I am IRL getting drunk.
Yeah.
I have been there for at least an hour.
Well, you know why that is, obviously, because you don't put good liquor in a glass bottle because that could break.
No.
You want it to be protected.
Yeah.
And plastic bottles don't break as easy, so that's why you put good liquor in that. Yeah.
What about beer?
I see.
Ooh,
the same thing
okay.
is that's the only reason I drink the aluminum cans.
We're drinking out of glass bottles.
Yeah,
No, well,
I didn't buy this though, did I, Bryce?
I actually
You're sorry
immediately
for helping my
poured
friends.
my New Holland Dragon's milk into a sippy cup.
He sure
Actually,
did.
The
I'm
first
watching him
thing I
doing it.
did is I cracked that bottle and I poured it right into a sippy cup because I wanted to protect it.
So I guess now that we at least all have a buzz, we should probably talk about why we're here today.
Why are we
Are
here?
you in a buzz state? I'm past buzzed.
I'm past buzzed.
Yeah, I'm way past buzzed. But okay, yeah, go ahead.
Blake is a
Continue on.
professional drinker.
Continue on.
So essentially, we are here today to get drunk and talk about any fantasy lore we can think of. We are probably going to be focusing more on the side of D&D, particularly 5e, because that is where we're most comfortable. We will have a lot of background knowledge from older situations.
Like
However,
the Bible.
yes, yes, we do love the Bible here.
This is a Christian podcast. Really, when it comes down to it.
We have a Mormon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I definitely did years of seminary.
So
So I can bring that experience.
Travis spent years in seminary school to realize that he wanted to learn more about Arcana. And and when that happened, we all decided we want to learn more about random fantasy lore and get very drunk and tell that to you. So if you're looking for an expert rundown, you've come to the absolute wrong place.
Or if you just stumbled on this in general,
You came to the
congratulations.
right place.
Yeah.
If you've watched Stranger Things and you want to know more about the Demogorgon,
You're probably going to be disappointed. But,
yeah, but we will tell you more than the show did.
well,
Which is, you know what I think?
we'll get to that later. I got some
I
things
think
to say.
We'll
Okay?
be, I think, honestly, after watching Stranger Things, loving it, I think we'll get it more correct than they did.
I think so.
I can't wait to get to it because,
We're still,
I got
let
some
me
things.
let me be clear. We will still be wrong, but
well,
more correct.
one of
Well,
us might be
hey,
right.
let's put it this way. Bryce is in charge of the Demogorgon
Hey,
knowledge
let's
today.
not throw names around, okay?
Okay, one of us
your
is
voice
in
by
charge of Demogorgon
We all sound the
knowledge.
same.
Everybody knows it's going to take a couple episodes of listening to any podcast to be able to distinguish people's voices instantly.
Travis. Just putting that out there.
So, what is the general thought that we're going to run down and ask you questions?
Yeah, okay, so I thought, start it right out the gate. Pilot episode, we do the Demogorgon because everybody's familiar with the name. That's where I'm at.
This isn't the podcast where you play a clip of the theme song from Stranger Things, and that will be the hook.
Hey.
I don't want to get sued, but
Hey,
okay.
No.
Since we're all sitting here, Travis, go ahead and just hum the song to the Stranger Things for us because you definitely know it very well enough, and everybody knows it really well.
Yes.
So go ahead and do it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get
that's
it
right. Everybody
exactly,
knows it. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna get it exactly right. Here we go.
Here, let's hear it. Go ahead and do that.
Here we go.
That's not bad.
No,
That's not bad.
yeah, that's it. That's,
Okay, we're
that's
good.
all we can
I mean,
do
yeah,
legally.
I'm actually really impressed. This is way better than I was going to do.
So Demogorgon. Okay, let's talk about pronunciation here.
Well, it's not. It's Demogorgon. Everybody knows
That's
it.
the Demogorgon.
Demi,
No.
Dema,
It's
Demo,
It's Dema.
Dema,
Dema.
Gorgon. No,
It's
this
not
is
Demi
important.
because it's Demo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
this
is.
is actually really important because, most people with a casual listen to how these stupid toddler kids from Stranger Things pronounce the name of this creature, it almost sounds like Demogorgon.
When you say most people, you mean you.
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I am most people. I'm a
Yes.
narcissist. So the Demogorgon is like a half. It almost sounds like a half Gorgon.
This is the same way that you pronounce Arcana wrong is the same way
okay.
you pronounce
It's okay.
Demogorgon.
That's fine.
It's okay. But okay. No, that's fair. But I think this is important to talk about. So we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So, prior to Bryce getting into the main topic today, Travis and I are going to give you a nice opening salvo of what the Blood War is.
And it is interesting that, to call back to earlier where we talked about mens rea. Mens rea is Latin for blood war.
Yes.
It is.
Of course. Everyone knows this.
It is. It is.
So it's-
Widely accepted.
Yeah. Yep. I know Latin.
You
I
go
was
to
in
court and
Latin.
you're like, yeah, give me the mens rea. And they're like,
What's the fucking blood
what are
war?
you talking about, the Blood War?
Yeah.
Of course.
Demons versus devils?
I mean, that's
Right
fair.
now? Okay. Oh yeah.
All
Let's
right.
get into that.
We're going to hear all
gonna-
this
we're gonna do that.
creaking from the chairs and shit.
I know. We'll get there.
There it is.
This is the worst.
You're welcome, Bryce. You're
yeah,
welcome,
Bryce,
Bryce.
we did that for you. You're free.
So let's talk about the Blood War, and we're going to get some texts out here.
What do you
Blake's
know about
already
it?
ready to go with his legal D&D source books. Let me grab some of mine.
I love how you said that and it made it sound like I have illegal source books. I have the books.
I mean, that's the law,
legally
right?
binding.
Yeah, these are legally binding books.
The books are the law. Wizards of the Coast official.
Yeah. Little known fact, these will get you out of jail just as easily as the U.S. legal code will.
Actually, I've used this in court
that,
before.
Yeah, you can take that to the
Yeah.
fucking bank.
Nobody used Blake as a lawyer.
So,
don't.
Blake, tell us where can we learn the most about the Blood War from a D&D 5th edition perspective?
The internet.
Yes.
True.
Accurate.
That's actually
That
true.
is
You
absolutely
really-
accurate.
You undercut where I was trying to head with that, but yeah, you are correct, Bryce.
I guess it depends on how much information you want. If you just want a nice base, which is what Travis and I are going to be mainly talking about, you can go to Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, and you will find a great rundown that has all the basics of the major players, the general ideals of both sides of the war, and you will also just get a great book. In all honesty, I can't recommend it anymore.
So you're a both sides kind of guy, huh?
Oh no, I'm absolutely on the devil's side
Well,
on
there's
this.
there's good people on both sides.
There
I
is
think
not.
there
That
is
is
good.
wrong.
Are you on the
people
chaotic side or the
both
lawful?
sides.
Why am I asking? You're a lawyer. You're on the lawful side.
Look, if there's ever a lawful v chaotic, I think we all know the answer to what side I'm leaning to.
Yeah, as a lawyer, you have to say that. But I
A
think
lawyer.
there are
A
both good people on both sides. Sorry. So, are we sure that we're pronouncing Mordenkainen correctly?
No.
I guess let's start there.
I've never seen this word spelled out.
Spelled out?
Here it is.
Right now.
I've got it on the table here, and Bryce, you give that a shot. What do you think?
Well, I've already heard it two ways,
Well, go ahead.
so I'm biased immediately.
Yeah. Well, what do you like?
I would say Mordenkainen.
That's where I'm at.
Mordenkainen, but it could also be Mordenkainen.
I honestly think that we could. I honestly think you could pronounce it both ways. I go Mordenkainen, and that's the right way. And if you want to pronounce it incorrectly, you can go with the other way.
So ultimately, the Blood War is between two opposing sides. You got the devils, right,
Yes.
and the demons.
All right. So stop before you even go on.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
I mean, that is
What's the only way you can really
that
think
is
about it?
the
It's
only
not.
way to think about it, right?
No,
Well, it's devils versus demons.
Well,
That's kind of how it goes.
I think originally it was chaotic versus lawful. They'd separated them that way. It wasn't necessarily devils and demons.
Well, I literally think you're on the same path.
You're on the
Demons,
same path, yeah.
demons are always chaotic. Devils are always lawful.
Well, I learned something today. So
Is it fair? Hold on, let me stop there. Is it fair to put all demons in a box of chaos?
Yes.
that's generalizing.
And yeah, is that what we should be doing?
Yes.
Are we that type of podcast where we do that?
I think that when it comes to generalizing, it's a bad idea, except for when it's fucking demons.
Okay. Well,
Some
you know
might
what?
be misunderstood. You know?
I guess it's okay to discriminate against demons. I guess that's what we're saying. Really.
I think, look, line in the sand. I hate discrimination against anyone and everyone except for demons.
Well, any
Right.
demons, if you're
Well,
listening.
I
I don't
that
discriminate.
point, to that point, you've
point.
got devils on the other side of that. Is it fair to assume that devils are always lawful?
Lawful.
yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know many creatures that
there's-
are devils rather than demons. Most
There's
of them
no
are demons.
devil that wants to do like the Amish equivalent of a rumspringa and just goes out and kind of chaotically does his own thing.
no,
That's
actually.
what is that what you're saying right
Yeah,
now?
yes, I am.
Okay.
So I'm saying that there was actually the devils work in a situation that is much different from the demons, as they constantly have contracts and they have to live up to those contracts. So if a mortal can find a way to change the wording of what the the devils do, you're actually able to get out of the contract. This even goes all the way up to the top of devils. The top of the devils is Asmodeus, and with him, he actually carries a spear, or not a spear, a scepter with a ruby on the top.
It's the Ruby Rod.
That is accurate. So the ruby rod is actually given from a situation in the past where Asmodeus went to court against the angels. And he went, essentially in this case, he pled his case that he wasn't truly evil because his entire purpose was to fight against demons. And he constantly gave mortals their actual fair shake of contracts. And his point was that he never lied to mortals. They accepted the terms that he gave them. So you will never find a devil that is chaotic. They follow the rules exactly, no matter what.
No, that's true, and it works to their detriment in certain cases where their underlings will overthrow them. They'll use the law to.
So what you're saying is demons are more powerful.
Okay, no, I don't think that's necessarily the case.
You just got to trick a devil. How do you beat a demon?
Well,
Here's what I found.
Oh
cool.
yeah,
Siri
tell us,
found
Siri.
something.
hey guys, this podcast is really going to be Siri answering our dumb questions. But essentially, when it comes to that, is that devil's power over the demons is their organization, whereas demons' power over the devils is overwhelming numbers.
Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about what exactly is the nature of the conflict. Where is this blood war happening? Why do devils and demons hate each other?
Well, let's start, square one.
Square one.
Why are they at war in the first place?
Yeah,
how they get
what are they fighting
separated?
about? Why don't they like each other? Why can't Romeo Devil marry Juliet Demon? And yeah, what's the deal here? Why don't they like each other? Let's talk about that a little bit.
I think that's a fair starting point. And
The beginning.
well, typically I like to start. I like to start in the third act and just the beginning of the third act, and then I like to do a nice record scratch. And I bet you're wondering how Asmodeus got here. I think it's a situation where both sides want to control the universe. Yeah, I'm a both sides boy. What can I say?
Centrist. We're not. Hey, let me make this clear. We are not taking sides on the blood war on this podcast.
One of us is.
I'm absolutely taking sides on this.
I was not.
I think I know where your side is. I'm on the other side.
I was not prepared for this.
This is about to be a debate.
All right, so let's hear it then, Bryce. What's your side of the blood war?
Hold on. Let's go to the beginning here. How did it start?
In all honesty, from what I have read, I have not seen an absolute starting point. I don't think that there is a single event. At least I think this has been going on basically for time immemorial. So I mean, it just never ends.
So I read something different.
Did you? Please tell me. I haven't read it.
This was months ago before the bad times.
Okay.
Yeah. We call this the COVID Wars.
It's the same as the blood wars.
So I don't remember the details. I wish I did, but someone split up these guys, the lawful and the chaotic,
Okay.
into their own realms.
Okay.
You know what? I think I have at least seen something similar to that, but I don't remember the exact details.
Yeah, I don't either. Like I wish I read it.
Let's talk about the realms. What other realms? We've got the demons
Actually, I do remember this.
in the
good.
abyss, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of a nothingness. It very much symbolizes the chaos and chaotic nature of the demons. And then you've got the devils in a structured 9 hells.
Well, I think when you even go there, you're talking about a situation where the demons, they basically have an infinite amount of demi-planes, and there's no tying threads in between because it's just pure chaos all the time.
And I forgot the deal. They want souls to keep pouring in or something.
That is actually the devils. The devils are constantly wanting souls to fight against the demons. However, the abyss in and of itself produces demons at a random time.
So here's a question for you, because I have always, thought about how interesting it was in the D&D universe. It's a little bit different than, of course, the real IRL universe. But the D&D universe, the gods are very real, apparent. They actually interact in super physical and in ways that you can touch. If you don't accept a god before you die, do you not go to the abyss as when you die? Do you go to the abyss?
Is it chaotic?
No.
Is it just nothingness?
No,
What
it's
is
not.
the abyss?
It's not actually. Typically, it follows whatever your moral alignment is. So there are obviously a bunch of planes past existence, and typically each one will align with a certain alignment. If you were a lawful good person, you were going to end up in the afterlife that's lawful good.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact name. It's Mount something, and my apologies for not knowing off the top of my head.
You can at him.
I think it
Yes,
is.
please.
It's Mount something. I think that's what it is.
Yes.
I think that's actually what the D&D writers
Yes.
Blake
described
at
it as.
Alcohol and Arcana.
Yeah.
Blake, if I'm wrong, Blake at alcoholandarcana.com.
No, I'm sure you're right. I could not be more sure that is the correct place that people go. Yeah. Go ahead. Continue on.
Another situation is if you are just generally evil, you don't show up in the abyss. You do show up in the 9 hells, at which point you become a very, very low-level devil called a Lemure.
Is it Lemure?
It
Okay,
is-
so
it is
this
Lemure,
is
yeah.
or because it looks kind of like lemur. It looks kind of like lemur.
It
but
is
has-
Lemure, correct?
You guys are beyond me
Lemure,
right now.
Yeah. So Lemure, but yeah, no, I think it is Lemure.
It's Lemure. I believe it's Lemure.
Lemure, with the accent on the mure.
The benefit of recording in my own house is that I know there are 2 bathrooms upstairs. Well, Travis went downstairs to go to the bathroom.
He's the dumbest person alive. How's everybody doing on their milk stout?
I think I'm farther than you guys.
Oh, well, let me catch up.
Well, especially farther than you. Holy shit.
I was talking.
Wait, are you farther than me?
I think so.
All right. All right, milk stout it up.
Well,
enjoy it, you know?
I'm sorry, where were we at? So just to circle back, front legs means it's a wyvern.
I don't fucking know, man.
Okay.
it doesn't matter. All right, so where were we?
I think we were talking about
The Blood War.
the Blood War.
We're certainly in the Blood War,
course.
but just in general. We're talking about Lemures.
Devils.
Lemures or lemurs?
I don't know anything about these.
Look, what's a lemur? What is it? What am I thinking?
Well, a
Lemur
lemur
is like a little monkey
is a jungle animal, a marsupial, I believe.
No, it's not a
monkey.
it's a marsupial.
Look, I'm very bad with animals.
God damn,
Look,
apparently.
I'm stupid. Let's look. Hey, guys. I want to let you.
Let's
I
break
want.
it down.
Hey,
Let's break it down.
This is Blake time.
Hey, guys. Shh, this is me. Guys, do you mind?
Yeah, like
Hey, listeners. I'm really fucking dumb.
Marsupials have a pouch that they carry their young in.
Bryce is literally proving my point. I'm stupid. Do not listen to me. Now back to this.
Okay.
So
it's a lemure.
it's Lemure.
Okay.
So essentially, Devil Society is built on advancement. Lemures typically have no chance of advancing unless they're in the right place at the right time.
Like my job.
So
Yeah,
tell me,
sounds right.
if I am a guy, I'm just a me,
Hypothetically.
wandering around, just having fun. How do I become a lemure?
You
die,
die.
yes.
As a human. You're an evil human who dies.
And I'm evil. I have to be evil beforehand.
You're not going to go to the 9 hells unless you're evil.
You don't say Arcana, so that's a given.
Arcana, but yes.
Arcana. But okay. Yeah, so I think that is one question answered, and I think we learned from the modern canons is that the lemures are kind of the bulk of the forces that are fighting this blood war. Am I right? Is it
No.
Okay.
Actually, so lemures are essentially worthless in battle.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
They like stop. They're like the who cares? They're like the we'll throw them at them. Who cares if they die? It's whatever, like the
Pretty
demons are coming. We don't give a shit.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's so much as they're there to be traded in the soul trade,
Oh, okay.
which goes on the 3rd level of the 9 hell. I believe it's Minotaurus or Minotaurus, something along those lines.
Yeah, with Mammon, right? Mammon
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
guy that loves that shit.
But the fact of the matter is if you're a lemure, the only way you have a chance of advancement is being at the right place at the right time. So say that the demons are attacking a certain location, a devil who's higher than a lemure, typically a greater devil, can raise those lemures to the next status to help fight the demons.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it's also instantaneous. It's like Pokemon, except they don't look like the previous stage.
Yeah. So if you read Morden Canons, there's the lowest. They have a category for the rank and file.
Yep.
And it says lowest of the low, lemures and Nuperibos.
So-
Nuperibos.
So those
How do you
things,
say that, Bryce?
I don't know, I'm still getting my
Here,
head around.
take a look at that road. Take a look at that road.
Wait, point at it. Shit, there's 1,000 words on it.
Yeah, look at that one right there. Nuperibos? Nuperibos.
All right,
Let's talk about
I'm
Nuperibos.
gonna go with y'all's pronunciation. The Nuperibos. If you've ever played Left 4 Dead, they look like a boomer from Left 4 Dead.
Big old
They
fat
are
fucks,
they're
right?
a big old grotesque ugly being.
There are similar things in, what the fuck have I been playing?
Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
Diablo.
Diablo.
Yeah, no, they're very much a classic staple of horror. Is the grotesque, over large thing coming at you that could explode and make things worse.
Big old fatties.
Yeah, big classic fatties. That's what we're getting.
So you have the lemures and the Nuperibos, which are the lowest of the low.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this in the answer to the question of who's better. Would I rather be as a Joe Schmo, a lemure, or a Nuperibo? What do you think you would want to be? Would I want to be one of those big old fatties walking around, or would I be one of those shock troops that are just completely worthless?
You're
I
not
don't
even
know.
a shock troop.
I don't even know.
All Nuperibos are big old fatties?
They are,
They
but
are.
I believe that at least Nuperbos can attack and do things like a lemure. If we're gonna get into game rules, is a level 0 creature.
Oh.
It
So
is
did you
nothing.
find? What did
That
you
would be
find?
me for real, though. Like IRL, I would be a lemure.
Oh yeah, no, me lemure, fat. Hey, anytime you think, what are the hosts of this podcast? What are they? They're Lemures.
Well, hold on. Lemures are
evil.
devils.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
They
They're
are
fiends.
devils.
I feel like I'd be on the demon spectrum.
I would agree with that. I think you're more chaotic.
You're a little unpredictable.
I don't know what the equivalent to that would be.
So so where did you find the stat block of a Lemure? Because I actually couldn't find.
That's going to be in your monster manual.
Monster manual. Okay, I brought it.
If you are interested about the rules and or the general hierarchy, the monster manual will give you a great rundown of that.
I think I would be a Neperibo.
Big old fat boy.
Yeah, the Neperibos seem like they're kind of the more worthless version, to be honest. Based on what I have read, it's like they're aimless. They have no ambition. They're just like garbage people.
See,
that's what I would consider Bryce. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would think Bryce would be an Neperibo.
See, the general thought that I have about devils is all of them want to advance. All of them hate the situation they're in. Just on general thought, they want to move up, but because they're lawful evil, they won't go outside of those bounds. Typically, you have to be advanced by someone who's at least a couple stations ahead of you. Lemures and Neperibos, is that what we're going with? Is that pronunciation?
Sounds close enough to me.
All right, so Neperibos, at that point, you're talking about a situation that is the lowest of low. No devil likes where they are. They all want to be a higher place than where they are, and they do not like that they are being ordered around. Period. End of story.
Well, let's talk about real quick, where does all this fighting happen? I mean, if I'm some lone adventurer just chilling in fucking Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep or whatever, am I even going to be aware of where all this shit is happening? Like, where are the Lemures and the demons even like going to blows?
When it comes to that kind of situation, you're talking about the fight between the Abyss and the Nine Hells, right? Yeah. The two are connected between the River Styx, and you're gonna see that the demons are almost constantly assaulting the Nine Hells on the top layer of that, called Avernus.
Avernus, the first level of the Nine Hells.
That is layer 1 of the Nine Hells.
Layer 1. And we had this conversation a little bit earlier, but let's talk about the Nine Hells. We'll just give a little quick lowdown of what the Nine Hells are. How would I picture the Nine Hells? If I'm just Joe Schmo adventurer, worthless Bryce coming up.
Easy.
With a half sword, what do I think of when I'm thinking of Avernus and I'm thinking of all the Nine Hells? Where is it? How does it play with each other? The River Styx, how do they connect each other? What am I looking at? What am I talking about here?
I mean, are you asking about a general rundown of like how the D&D worlds are?
Are we talking about different planes?
Okay.
Are we talking about it? Can I walk from layer 2 to layer 1? Do I need to go through a portal? Do I need to take the River Styx to get from one to the other?
You do need to actually take the River Styx in general.
Okay. So that's like the main conduit between all the Nine Hells.
The River Styx, that's how you get from like the living world to the other world.
Yeah, it's a good point. Good point.
I think that you're thinking more along the lines of Greek, actual Greek mythology.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's exactly like that for the D&D world. The River Styx actually does flow through several of major portions, all the way on the bottom half of the wheel, as they call it.
Yeah.
So essentially, D&D has a wheel of afterlives.
Okay.
And each individual afterlife goes along with what I'm trying to think of, an alignment, right? Okay. So if you're lawful good, you go to the lawful good afterlife, yada, yada, yada. But they're along the bottom half of that. So between chaotic evil and lawful evil, and I think a little bit past that. I can't remember exactly where it runs through. So from the Abyss all the way in to the Nine Hells, the River Styx runs. Okay. So demons fight devils in the Nine Hells, and they get there by riding the River Styx.
Yeah, you're thinking of Greek mythology when you first had that, and that's not real.
Well, let's talk about upstream, downstream.
No, this is real. We're talking about real.
We're talking about D&D.
Who's upstream?
Real mythology.
Who's downstream?
Where's which direction does the river flow?
That is exactly what I'm asking. The real question.
It flows.
You don't fucking know. Huh?
East. It flows east.
Of course.
East. That's what that's the way it goes.
All rivers flow east eventually.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's the final word.
I'm a geologist. I can tell you.
Yeah. What's next on the talk about a background of the demons versus devils battle?
May I give just a general rundown?
Please do.
So the general rundown of this is that you have two opposing forces who both believe they should be in charge of the universe. You have one force who is completely willing to do any and everything to advance not even their own ambitions, but their own whim of a thought. If they want to do something, they're going to do it. That's what they do. That is the devils. They are chaotic evil. Constantly.
The demons.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. The demons are chaotic evil. Yeah. So they are constantly willing and able to just do whatever they want, regardless, on a whim. Devils are held by a much more structured system. Okay. They are a lawful evil system. That's why when you have lemures, right, and things like that, they constantly want to move up. But they can't just move up. They have to follow the path that is guided to them. They have to follow contract. They have to do everything. Now, both of these forces believe they should rule the universe. Okay. And they constantly fight each other for supremacy. Demons have more numbers. Devils are more organized. In general, devils are also more powerful.
Yeah.
So you have a more powerful, more organized force, but with much lower numbers. And you have a much bigger force, but they just throw wave after wave.
Yeah. So it's important to note, for what I'm going to talk about later, demons are very interested in their self-interest.
That makes sense.
It's all about them. Whatever they want, that's what they want.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to talk about the fact that the demons, there's like an immortality factor here. And it wasn't super clear to me when I was reading through it. I just want to get your thoughts here about the immortality of devils and the immortality of demons as they fight, because that is somewhat descriptive of the personality. The devils are more structured. They're a little bit more fragile. I think that they can die and they can be permanently dead, whereas the demons can kind of keep coming back and back and back.
May I challenge that slightly before we go on?
Go ahead.
News to me.
So essentially, whenever it comes to any type of being like this, you only die on your own home plane.
Okay.
So typically all of the fighting happens in the top layer of the nine hells, where the devils
Avernus,
right? So Avernus, right? Almost all the fighting in the Blood War is in the top layer of the nine hells, Avernus. So you have a situation where if a devil dies in Avernus, they die for real.
They're for real dead.
They're gone. They're can never go.
They're dead. They're gone.
They did.
Where did they go, though? Hey, you know what?
Where did you go, my lovely? Anyways, it's a situation where they're gone. They're just gone. It's a permanent death. There's no former afterlife that we know of. Obviously, things change quickly.
If you're the DM.
Oh, yeah, no.
Do whatever you want.
Hey, look, let's be honest. We can change whatever we want.
They go to fucking New Holland, Michigan.
They go to White Castle.
What? Is there another Holland?
What other
Holland?
There's a Holland. No. Holland, Michigan, but I didn't even need to say Michigan.
You didn't.
Because we all know.
Yeah, when you say Holland,
we all know it's Holland, Michigan.
I'm in the Upper Peninsula right now.
And that's where Dragon's Milk
If you're looking at the mitten.
Tell us about that mitten.
Yeah, where is Holland on that mitten?
It's in the hand.
Yep,
I'll tell you that right now.
Sure as hell is.
It's in the hand.
So yeah, no, I see what you're saying. No, that's actually really good. So because as I was reading, I was like, you know what are the stakes here? Because the demons seem to have a little bit less of a risk. You know, as they kind of invade Avernus and they like try to take over, and then maybe we can kind of transition to what is their end goal? What do the demons want? Why do they want to take over?
They want all the souls.
Why do they want to go into the nine hells? And why do they want to do anything? What's their point?
I think their point is, I mean, look, let's be honest. I don't think anybody here is chaotic evil. We'll talk later. I think it's a situation where you have two opposing forces who both believe that they could rule the cosmos in better ways, and they're willing to fight and die for it. And you are right. The devils are on the back foot by the fact that if they die where all the fighting goes in the nine hells, they're dead forever. Mm-hmm. Typically, the demons will just be reproduced back in the abyss. However, the higher the devil, the longer they have to wait before coming back. It's a classic League of Legends situation.
Yeah.
If you are
classic League
of Legends. But it's a situation where a demon lord, one of the highest demons there are, and we'll that is what the Demogorgon is, and we'll discuss that later on. However, if you're talking about those guys, they will have to wait 100 years before they can leave if they die outside of the abyss. Mm-hmm. They are basically trapped there for 100 years. When you're eternal, that's not a big deal, though.
So if I'm in... Okay, so let's skip ahead to the devil's realm, and then we got the nine hells. We talked a lot about Avernus. That's where the battles happen between the demons and the devils. But that's just the first level of hell. Mm-hmm. So we got 9 to go. How do I get between level 1 and 2? What's the deal?
I feel
there?
like you're getting away from the Blood War at this point.
No. I think all the levels actually they participate in the Blood War. You know, they all have an vested interest in the result of that. So I guess physically, what are we looking at here? If I want to be an adventurer, and I mean, you know what, I want to go like stab Asmodeus in the 9th level. Is there like a quick way to get to number 9? I gotta go to number 1, and then I gotta kind of go to number 2, number 3, number 4. What am I looking at here, you know?
So Asmodeus actually has a system where he's set up where he does not allow quick entrance into any level past Avernus. From there on, you're gonna have to take the River Styx down. So if you want to take on Asmodeus, you're talking about level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
gotta go through them all
to get to him. And by that point, he is far more powerful than almost anything. Yeah, he is beyond most things. But yes, you have to follow the Styx down. And you have to, like, get through each level. You can either sneak through or go on. However, you're talking about a guy who can do whatever the hell he wants.
And to your point, Bryce, about the investment of each of the levels in the Blood War, they all send in, like, troops. Each level, right? They send in troops to the Blood War. They're like, here's my guys. I'm going to send you up to Avernus, and you're going to fight off these demons. And you're going to help make sure that these demons don't get to my level. You know, like, we don't want them to get past Avernus, at least. Right?
So, essentially, yes and no. You're talking about all the devils are constantly getting souls, and all of those souls are basically being put on the front lines of the Blood War to stop the demons.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where you are with that situation.
So if I give my soul to any archdevil of any particular level, you know, let's pick any of our favorites, the Mormon archdevil. If I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give my soul to that guy.
Mephistus. Let's go to Mephistus. He's level 8.
Yeah. Let's go to him, and then we're like, you know, hey, I'm your guy. He's gonna be like, you know what? First things first, you're gonna go to Avernus. You're gonna fight off these fucking demons.
No, that's not typically how it works. Actually.
Okay.
So each individual devil will actually contract with you for specific things. So we were talking about Mephistus a second ago. He owns the 8th level of the 9 house. He's the second most powerful archdevil. So you're talking about a situation here where that guy, he has his own goals. He typically wants nothing but magic users, right? And we're talking about great magic users. We're talking about high-level adventurers, some of the best people of all time. He wants those people, and he will contract for that. And that's what he wants. He wants that information, wants that knowledge. Typically, when you're like a frontline fighter, those types of like level 1 of Avernus, Zariel is actually the leader there. She will contract warriors to get in and just fight demons. Same with going further and down. But each individual archdevil has their own agenda for why they want souls, for what purpose. They don't automatically go to the Blood War.
This is news. I thought everybody went to the Blood War. Okay.
No, it's not immediate. No. Depending on how powerful a soul is, depends on what they do.
Yeah, like what you're good at. So it's interesting. I want to...
it's advantageous to be good at nothing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But then you'd be a Niperibo.
What's level 3? It's like Minotaurus. Excuse me, I'm very bad at these.
Let's take a look. We're gonna bring it up.
So just to give an example, each individual devil has their own way of like corrupting a soul. So Zariel on the first level, she gives mortals extra power in battle while they're alive. So we're talking about soldiers about to go into battle. They will ask for help from anyone. Typically, they'll ask for good gods for help, but Zariel will try to creep in to make it worse.
Travis is trying to read for the first time.
He's never heard of
these squiggly lines?
What are you looking for exactly?
I don't know. I started looking at the different layers.
3rd layer.
You got Avernus. You got Dis.
Dis is what I call it.
Minaros.
Minaros, yes. Minaros. He typically, so that guy for the 3rd level, his biggest thing is he wants money.
Mammon. This is Mammon.
Mammon wants money. That is how he cares about money more than anything. Right? Mm-hmm. And how he convinces souls to be corrupted is he offers mortals cash. So that's how you become in Mammon's.
Yeah, you can pay off this guy without dedicating your soul. You can be like, here's a whole bunch of money, and he'd love it.
Yes,
Mammon.
Essentially, yeah.
A lot like our layer of hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This feels a whole lot like Dante's Inferno. You're right. But so essentially,
we talked a lot about the devils, but not a lot about the demons.
So we didn't talk a lot about the demons. Now let's talk about the abyss. A little bit.
I'll be honest, I am not as familiar with the Abyss as I am with the Devils, but at least when it comes to the Blood War, which is our main focus today for me and you, both sides believe they should rule the cosmos for different reasons. Asmodeus, the leader of the 9 hells and the lawful side of the devils, believes that he could have peace over the entire universe if only he was in charge.
There's a kind of a philosophy from the devil's perspective. They actually have a breakdown of, okay, what do the devils actually think about everything? Like, how do they feel like they fit in a cosmic breakdown? And they're like, you know what, we're the ones, the front lines, preventing all the demons from taking over everything, and we're better than everybody because we're actually the ones that are down and doing that. It kind of reminded me of this is Jack Nicholson's character from A Few Good Men. You know,
you can't.
Yeah, you can't. You're not on the wall. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's the devil's perspective. Is like, we're in the shit. We're gonna take care of this demon thing, and because we're taking care of this demon thing, we don't care if it hurts the mortals. We don't care if it hurts the celestial fucking race. We're the ones that are like actually doing the most to protect.
No, the thing
cosmos.
is,
See, the thing. Yeah, go ahead, please. You're first.
If anything, if nothing else, it's distracting the devils and the demons.
Yeah.
Really fucking with, like, the humans, right? Or
That's
whatever,
exactly right. Yeah, and that's kind of Mordenkainen's perspective is like, you know what, for the best, let's, like, keep these guys fighting each other. And they have this concept called the balance. You know, let's like not tip the balance towards the demons. Let's not tip the balance towards the devils.
And on that point, they even, like, the devils and the demons, they can contract them, right?
Yes, yeah.
So it's just basically whoever has the best contract they'll go to. And
yeah.
They don't try to prioritize one side or the other.
Yeah, so the Mordenkainen's perspective is like, oh, let's not give too much ground to the demons. Let's make sure that they're not in a position to actually win the blood war, or let's not make sure the devils have any kind of advantage that can put them over the edge in the blood war either. You want to kind of make this last as long as possible, because at the point that any one side wins is certain doom for the rest of the world, which is pretty fascinating.
I actually forgot about that part whenever I read about the blood war several months ago.
Yeah, it's easy, man. Like, it's so easy to remember all of these things.
So easy.
Yeah, there's just only a handful of books that you need to read through, and then if you don't remember it all, you're kind of a moron.
Then you just, you search through the archives of the out-of-print books.
That's right. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry at that point.
But I think the gist of where we're getting at today is you have a chaotic evil and a lawful evil, and they're constantly at battle. And our whole point of all of this is, if you're looking at the lawful evil, you have Asmodeus. He's the main person for the lawful evil side. And our main focus for today, though, is essentially not a leader per se, but amongst the strongest, if not the strongest, chaotic evil, as far as I know. We're going to learn a lot more from Bryce here shortly.
Well, hopefully.
But that is where essentially my knowledge of the Demogorgon and demons ends.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna kind of lead up.
Oh boy,
it's
just
Demogorgon, not Demogorgon.
Demogorgon.
Who is a demon?
Well, hey, you know what? Before we do that, it looks like all of us are almost out of beers.
Yeah.
So I believe it's time to open another beer.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The teat is dry from my dragon's milk.
Bourbon barrel
from
ale.
Holland,
Bourbon
Michigan.
barrel aged.
So thank you, Holland.
Thank you,
Fantastic beer.
I wonder what bourbon barrels they were aged in.
A bitch's brew for
Hey,
you.
you guys know that according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during
What? When did that happen?
I'm currently pregnant.
Well, should we have like a warning, like, you should drink responsibly, please?
Yes. No, that will certainly be a part of our
None of us are driving while drunk.
Absolutely accurate. You're staying home. We both have DDs.
Pop.
Well, you said pop. That's gonna ring it.
It did. It really did. We were very close.
Put it back on.
Oh, sorry. Let me
Put
try.
it back on.
Here, does anybody have a hammer?
No. Okay.
Let me know what y'all think of these.
Bitches Brew. All right, let's take a look at the bottle.
What is
Oh
it?
yeah, we just popped open our next beer. It is the Bitches Brew. It's a doghead? Is it doghead?
From Milton D.E.
Dogfish Head.
Dogfish Head. Yeah, that was close.
Yeah,
It's a Dogfish Head beer. So far, it has been fantastic.
Stout brewed with honey.
Hun.
I mean, every word I like about it.
Very strong beer, 9% alcohol, and it does taste nice.
I'm already drunk. You're gonna give me a 9%?
Yeah, dog.
I just love it.
I haven't even opened my fucking big boy yet. I thought the Duck Lord was going to be numero uno.
Bitches Brew. And so it's not possessive. It's plural. The bitches.
It's all those
It's
bitches out there.
bitches brew. It's not, hey, I'm a bitch. This is my brew.
No,
That's
this
not.
is the bitches made this.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the bitches brew, wood aged. Who knows what's in that wood? I don't even know.
bitch.
I'm trying to
It's
look.
pure bitch.
Is it oak wood? I don't know. Could be pine.
It's not bourbon. They would have said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Love everything about this this label though.
It's a solid label. You're
9%
actually right.
ABV. I'm into it.
Definitely has like a...
It does have a...
theme?
Yeah, I was about to say, it has a nice African vibe to the label, at least.
It does have an oaky flavor.
I'm not sure that the African label like goes with the name and or the actual beer itself. It definitely has an African label to the vibe.
You know what's good?
To the label, excuse me.
Hey, take a look at the bottle itself. It has the Dogfish Head logo imprinted in the glass.
I feel like you're trying to talk.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He's drunk.
No,
Yes.
I am. Yes.
Yes.
Correct. But
I
that
see it
is
in
pretty
the bottle.
impressive. You got the Dogfish Head logo in the bottle. That's pretty good.
It is impressive that once you are a major brand, you can afford your own bottles.
We'll get there.
Everybody's heard about that.
We'll get there one day.
No. One day we're going to have alcohol in Arcana bottles.
That would be incredible if we had an
Arcana?
alcohol and Arcana beer all to ourselves.
I hate you guys.
Travis here is brewmaster himself.
Yeah, I've made a brew. I've made a beer before. Wow, there's a lot of flavor. I just like it.
It's a very good beer.
It kind of all hit me at once.
Yeah, it is a
with
lot of flavor in
That
that guy.
bitch's brew. I like
Oh, you're
that.
trying to say the milk stout that I just gave you? What was it? Whatever dragon.
You know what? Now in retrospect, that beer was trash.
That's it, I quit.
From Holland.
I quit.
Yeah, Michigan. You know what? You've been replaced by where is?
Yeah, where is
Dogfish
it
Head?
from? Go ahead and say it.
Don't know. I'm assuming it's Delaware.
It is Delaware.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I forgot all about Delaware as a state.
Yeah. Is it still a state, Delaware?
Is it?
It hasn't been taken over by like
I thought
Massachusetts.
Mexico
Hey.
or like Puerto Rico was a
Hey,
state. now.
fellas, side note. Hey, welcome to our legal podcast. If you're opening a corporation, open that corporation in Delaware.
It's
Because
better.
nobody knows it's a fucking state?
No, because they have by far the best corporate laws.
Write that down.
I'll tell you right now, almost every single major corporation you can imagine is literally out of Delaware.
All
Okay,
of this.
Alcohol and Arcana, LLC,
Anna,
All of this.
Tina.
is in Delaware now.
All of this can be encapsulated in the two words mens rea.
Yes,
so
of course.
I think you're
we've
right.
already got that legally
I think you're right.
put at the beginning and up top of this episode. So
All right.
Where were we?
So here's
We're
where we
talking
were.
about
Here's where we were. I think it's time we lead into you telling us about our main topic today.
Okay.
So in general, here's where we are. Here's our quick rundown. We have talked about the devils and demons, why they're fighting in very general terms. Both of those forces are fighting on the top layer of the 9 hells where the devils live. That is called Avernus. And the
or Avernus or
Avernus.
I don't know. You know, there's no pronunciation guide.
Yeah, that's true. There needs to be.
well,
Maybe
first
it's
off,
pronounced
there
Steve.
is. There is, but not for this word.
Well, there's no pronunciation guide
Thank
for Avernus.
Or Travis.
Or Travis, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Travis, and that's the widely accepted pronunciation of my name. It could be Travis.
It could be Travis.
It could be Travis.
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 Hope it's not Travis.
It's Travis.
I hope nobody pronounces it Travis.
But in general, these two forces are fighting. They're fighting in the top layer of the devil's homeworld called Avernus. And one of their leading forces, as we all know, is the main villain, technically, but not really, of
Well-
Stranger Things. That is not the actual Demogorgon.
It's
Of
not
Stranger Things. No.
Yeah, no,
okay.
No,
okay.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Let's talk. Let's open up with how much full of
That is-
shit.
okay, listen.
Those
Full of
kids
shit.
were.
Hold on. I was in the same boat as you guys. When I started this research, I was like, the Demogorgon, I want to talk about it because it's in Stranger Things. Everybody knows what it is. And that is not the real Demogorgon,
Not even
right?
close.
No,
Not
that's-
even close.
You guys
not
agree.
even close.
All of us are full of shit. Because,
No,
listen.
we're not full of shit.
No, listen.
Stranger Things is full of shit.
Listen, the Demogorgon in D&D isn't even the real Demogorgon.
Wait a minute.
What?
Okay, hold on.
The word
Hold
Demogorgon and like the existence of it being a thing traces back to like 400 AD.
Really?
Way,
It's a real
way before
fucking
D&D.
thing.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm very interested
When
about
was I thought D&D was first edition was
It's
right
like
around
biblical.
300 AD.
Yeah, of course.
What's crazy is we've spent an hour and 25 minutes to get to this interesting point.
Yeah.
wow.
Anyway, so Demogorgon as an existence has been around long before D&D.
Really?
I won't get into this too much.
No, I mean, I'm actually very interested in this.
Yeah. It also has appearances in fucking Moby Dick.
What?
What?
Yeah. God, I can't think of his name right now.
Ahab.
Charles
No, not
Dickens.
Ahab. Not Ahab. The other guy.
Justin Bieber.
Oh, you're talking about his Native American companion?
Yes.
Oh fuck.
No,
It's
I'm
like-
not.
Oh.
Whatever. Somebody refers to the whale as Demogorgon.
No shit.
In Moby
Ishmael.
Dick.
No
Ishmael.
shit.
Not Ishmael.
No, Ishmael's the captain. I can't.
No,
like,
it
If you said the name, I would
you're
know.
right. Ishmael. Thank you. My apologies.
Yep.
Yeah, if you said the name, I would know, but off the top of my head, I don't have notes.
Steven.
written. Yeah, Steven. Let's call him Steven.
Craig.
Steven refers to the white whale as the Demogorgon, which is just mind-blowing.
That is mind blowing. Yeah.
What?
But anyway,
That's nuts.
D&D,
What the fuck?
D&D does not own the name Demogorgon.
No, I didn't think
they
so.
merely adopted it.
Do we own it? Did we pay for it?
We own it.
That's our name now.
Guys, you're both wrong. We only own the term devils. We came up with that exclusively.
Okay, that's all we can get
Anyway,
scratched for.
So,
All right.
so yeah, I was in the boat of you. Was like, Stranger Things. It's where it brought it to the mainstream, but that's not the Demogorgon. Well, D&D isn't really the Demogorgon either, but we are talking about in a D&D context.
Really?
Can I just say you've rocked my world
Yeah.
already within like 2 minutes of you talking
Well,
about
good.
We like to call this an Uchtug. It's an ACDC.
Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I was in the same boat as you whenever I started this journey. I was like, oh, let's talk about it because Stranger Things got it so wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not the Demogorgon that we are accustomed to.
Yeah, these kids are full of shit.
But there are many a Demogorgon.
Okay.
And the one we are accustomed to is just only one.
Really?
But I do want to focus on the one we are accustomed to.
Okay.
I
yes.
think that
All
we
right.
should.
Let's start there.
But before, actually, just a side note, just a general, like, what is outside of what we're thinking? Like, not an actual, like, full random, just a general, like, blank, 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 and blank. Like, you said it was early...
Like 480 years.
That's what I'm saying. Just give me a general idea from there.
Well, the origins of the Demogorgon are kind of still unsure. They think it was like a misreading of some kind of Greek mythology or something.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm remembering right. I
thought we
I
got
read.
all
I don't believe you are, but I don't care.
I thought
Yeah.
we got all of that right. I thought we got all of that right.
We did get it right. We just had more information
But-
to pass out.
Okay, but
fair
beyond that, Demogorgon has always been sort of this prince of the underworld.
Yeah.
He's
Alright.
always been recognized
Yeah, that makes sense.
as that.
All right.
And like D&D, he is the prince of the abyss.
Hell
So he's
yeah.
the prince of demons. This is a self-proclaimed title. He was never appointed the prince of demons.
So the other demons didn't say like, hey,
No,
yeah,
listen,
you're
hold
our
on.
prince.
The other demons didn't specifically say this. He self-appointed himself this, but the other demons kind of go along with it because he is so powerful.
Yeah, it's like
And
when
not-
you
not
wear
all
a
the other
security
demons-
shirt to a concert and you're like, you
Yes.
know what, I'm security.
All the time.
And everybody's like, all right. Yeah.
Not all the other demons, though, but also mortals, devils.
I feel like there is at least 2 other demons who are near his power.
Now, yes, he is not the most powerful demon.
Okay.
There is at least one other. I forget the name right
Gratz or Orcus?
Baphomet?
now. Fuck, I don't know. They all have weird ass names.
It should be Gratz or Orcus.
But-
Is
but-
the
Orcus.
Orcus is the undead one.
Yes, he is supposed to be sort of equivalent
Okay.
to Demogorgon.
enough. Okay.
However, the Demogorgon has been ranked, as far as nerd lore, as the most influential
Jesus
villain.
Christ.
He's been ranked as the most
I've ruined
influential
the
villain.
podcast.
Yeah, Orcus is also Jesus Christ. Sorry, that's what I was saying.
Orcus is also
The,
Jesus
the
Christ.
undead demon is the equivalent of the Christian Jesus Christ. Go ahead and take that, listeners,
No,
to
you
the
said that
bank. That's correct. That cannot be disputed.
And who are you
Continue
saying
on.
is Jesus Christ?
Orcus.
So Orcus looks exactly like Mel Gibson. And from now on, in our podcast world, Orcus is Mel Gibson.
Yes. And
So
that's
anyway.
canon.
Canon.
Take that, fucking Wizards of the Coast.
As I was saying,
Eat a dick.
he is self-proclaimed, but it is recognized by both mortals and other demons because he is so powerful.
Let's talk about his power.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
that.
I want to hear about this power.
Now, he was first introduced a long fucking time ago. I'm going to talk about when he was introduced in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
AD&D, alright, cool. So what, 2E, is that what that is officially?
Yeah, I think
Fucking
2E.
AD&D. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here, guys.
But listen, he was fucking indestructible in AD&D. I'm just going to read you a little excerpt of his, I guess it's his stat block in it.
Yeah, that should be,
So
right?
the mechanics were a little bit different then.
It was unbeatable.
I'm not even going to act like I know what what 2E
Yeah, it was
rules are.
It
I'm
was
not.
fucking wild. So the original,
This is the
was
Dark
like-
Ages.
So the original Dungeons and Dragons were like just a very basic, like barely any rules.
Yeah, this is before people had electricity, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't even
And
know.
Actually, for the original Dungeons
You
and
have
Dragons,
electricity?
for the original Dungeons, I believe it was just D6.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure somebody will correct
These
us.
Hey, hey, look, hey, you know what? We want to be corrected. We
Well-
are trying to learn just like you guys are. We will ignore you correcting us, but we want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
That
pretend
is
that we
Blake
want to know.
at alcoholandarcana.com.
Arcana?
It's Arcana, guys. You don't go and search the Arcana.
Okay.
Alcohol and Arcana.
Arcana. Anyway.
So anyway, I'm going to read you a little excerpt of what it says here in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons about the Demogorgon, just to give you an example of his stats. It says, it is contended by some that this demon lord is supreme, and in any event, he is awesome in his power.
You wear sunglasses?
This gigantic demon is 18 foot tall and reptilian. His skin is plated with snake-like scales. His body and legs are those of giant lizard. His twin necks resemble snakes, and his thick tail is forked. Demogorgon has 2 heads, which bear the visages of evil baboons, or perhaps mandrills. I don't know why they couldn't
Just say
pick
mandrills.
one. Yeah, anyway.
Let me interject here. This doesn't sound anything like what I saw.
No,
in Stranger
this
Things.
isn't a Venus flytrap like in
I would
No,
also
that's what I'm saying.
and just to point out, this is 2E. So this would have been what those kids were playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is 2E.
These kids.
2E is late 80s.
Well, so the Demogorgon has appeared in every Dungeons & Dragons edition.
Certainly.
Yeah.
But by the time they were playing, I'm assuming what year do we think?
I think the 80s.
80s.
Yeah, no shit.
Which is
that's
not
10
2E.
years.
No, but
Yeah, 2E.
2E's in the 70s.
No, I thought
what was
one
3.
three
3
didn't
came
come
out in the 80s, I thought.
No.
I don't
Well,
know.
we need to look
I
it
know.
up.
I'm looking this up right now.
Okay, you look it up. I'm
Regardless-
going to continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, rather than having arms, he has great tentacles. His appearance testifies to his command of cold-blooded things such as serpents, reptiles, and octopi. Demogorgon is highly intelligent. Now, this is the wild part.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for wild.
He is susceptible only to magical weapons of +2 greater enchantment.
Okay.
So, if you don't have a weapon of +2
Magical
You're
or
done.
more,
You're done.
It's useless.
useless.
Fuck.
He is 95% magic resistant.
Wait.
What?
So, okay,
Yeah.
Hold on. So the 2 sentences that you just said
Yeah.
was that in order to hurt him at all, you need to have some sort of magical enchantment to your weapon.
Of +2 or greater. So yeah,
And
this
then,
is definitely
after that-
Yeah, he was always intended as like the big bad, right?
Okay, that's fascinating.
So also, like reading further, whenever desiring to do so, it doesn't have to be his turn, whatever.
I currently desire.
Demogorgon uses any of the following powers, and there's a lot. Cast Continual Darkness, Charm Person, Create Illusion, Cause Fear, Levitate, Detect Magic, Real Magic, Read Languages, Detect Invisible Objects, ESP, Dispel Magic, Clairvoyance, Clairaudience, Suggest, Water Breathe, Polymorph Self, Wall of Ice, Charm Monster, Telekinesis 7,000 gold piece worth of weight, whatever, per head, so 2, orb with but 1. Cast a Feeble Mind spell once per day. Project an image. Use power word stun once per day. Use any symbol once per day. Polymorph any object. Shave chain. Like, he's pretty much indestructible. And then at the end it says Demogorgon has an 85... Well, hold on. Gate in other demons exactly as does Orcus. Except that Demogorgon has an 85% chance of successfully attempting this feat.
No shit.
So
So
Hey,
he's
wait,
like
wait.
indestructible.
Wait, before we go on, I want to ground us in additions.
yeah, pull me back.
Yeah, this is second edition.
Let's-
It's different.
Pull me back. Pull me back.
Let's ground us in additions, right? We're talking about the original came out in 1974. So if you're talking about advanced D&D, AD&D, which is some of what you're talking about, that's 77.
That's number 2.
70s, like I was right.
Yeah, number
77.
Number two,
You're not
number
right.
two, number 2.
Basic set, second version was 81. 83 was basic set, third version, which is still a part of that. AD&D second edition. So the second edition of AD&D. So 2.2, I guess. Can we call it 2.2 on
Yeah,
this?
let's do
Now,
that.
I-
Let's do that.
Let's just call it 2.2 just for our own general satisfaction.
Now
Right?
the text I'm reading, I'm not sure what it's from.
That's fine. It doesn't have to be exact, but I want to ground us as to where we are. So we're talking about AD&D 2E is 89. Third edition flat is 2000. 3.5 is 2003.
So 2.5, or wait, 3.5 is what I...
3.5 is 2003.
Yeah, okay. 3.5 is what I began playing.
Also, side note, I didn't start playing until 5e. I am quite late to the game, so it's period, just want to give that disclaimer.
Well, and I never played 4E.
4e came out in 2008.
I played 4E once.
You played 4E?
Once.
I feel betrayed.
And I was an expert at it.
Huh.
After that one,
I feel like I would.
4E is very turn-based.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I would love it.
Yeah.
I know 4E is for me.
Dude, 3.5 is fucking math central.
I know, and I would love that too. I fucking love rules. I know it's weird that a lawyer would love rules, but I fucking love rules.
Completely unexpected.
So crazy.
Completely unexpected.
So essentially, AD&D Advanced Dungeons and Dragons is 89. So that's my age.
Okay.
Hold on. When were you born?
89.
You were born God damn, I'm old. Okay.
What a fucking youngin', man. You know what? I am an old, wise man. I was born in 88. You know, and that's where the
You
true
fucking
wisdom,
losers.
That's where the true wisdom was gained.
Now, the real wisdom is gained if you were alive in 86.
I will say I don't accept canon on the Demogorgon until after the Berlin Wall went down.
400.
That's my personal.
So nothing before. So you're saying nothing before maybe, depending on when Advanced D&D Second Edition came out, maybe.
I think that was a turning point.
So you
in
think
D&D.
Moby Dick is bullshit?
When Reagan said tear down that wall, that is where I specifically say, okay, that's when D&D actually became real. I'm just gonna let you know that's where I'm
Travis,
coming from.
as the resident Mormon.
Yep.
There's even like
Give it to me.
there's
Give it
even
to
like biblical implications in Demogorgon,
Yeah, and I would even go
dating back forever.
Yeah, I would go ahead and say that there's Book of Mormon.
What did Joseph Smith think of
Joseph
Demogorgon?
Smith specifically had revelations on Demogorgons. Demogorgons and Doctrine and Covenants 34. Look it up. 1 through 3. Take a look at that.
Anyway, I'm going to hell now.
Anyway, Bitches Brew.
It does taste like a stout.
This is good beer, man.
It tastes like a stout. It's not a stout.
Yeah, that milk stout is fantastic.
It's real good. It's really good.
Are we talking about Bitches Brew?
Yeah.
Bitches Brew is really good for a hot Houston summer. This is what you want to do when you're just like hanging out and you're sweating your ass off.
We're not from Houston. We're from Cleveland.
I'm
We're
sorry.
from Utah.
Yeah, we're
Utah,
actually,
yeah.
I don't know why why did I say Houston?
I don't know. That's
know.
weird. You fucking idiot.
That's weird. But you want to drink some Bitches Brew when it's real nice and hot.
I'm going to disagree. This is a very cold weather brew.
Okay, well, you also pronounced Arcana wrong, so...
Arcana.
Or Kana, you're both.
Okay, anyway. Demogorgons, it looks like they've kind of changed over the years.
Yeah, so
they were somewhat invincible.
Okay, yeah. So this was the first sort of like real description of his capabilities. And then they give him some cover art.
Okay.
Let's talk
Which
about
I know you've seen. You've seen before, but I'm gonna show you again. This boy does not live up to the description.
Describe.
No, God.
He looks like he's trying to sell you breakfast cereal.
Yeah,
pretty much.
This does look like a Tony the Tiger. This is
the happiest motherfucker you've ever seen. If you haven't seen the original Demogorgon, just Google it.
This is edition 1.
He's smiling. He's very cartoony.
I wouldn't want to fight this guy. I would
fuck him up though.
No, look at him.
but I wouldn't.
He
want
looks
to
like
fight
a
him.
dumb lab.
Yeah, he looks like the first. Actually, both heads look like Baloo from Jungle Book.
He's a Labrador dog.
I want to hang out with him. I want to get some honeycomb with him from the jungle with Mowgli, and I want to pet his little lizard belly.
No, he definitely he definitely wants to sell you cereal.
He's Tony the Tiger, but with tentacles for hands.
Yeah,
No.
he doesn't have hands. He doesn't have fingers. First of all,
a little bit of trivia that I wanted to say.
look at his hands. There's no fingers.
Oh, yes.
I can't look at his hands.
Now, so back in
He
the
has
day,
no hands.
I read the description, and he's like nearly immortal, right? Like he's almost undefeatable.
Yeah, of course.
So back in the day, the only way to defeat him was to get the two heads against each other because they're both individuals.
I feel like that's still a thing today.
And they're both chaotic evil.
Yeah.
So they're both in their own self-interest. You know, if you were a good DM, you would sort of lead your players to this path where they would try to turn them against each other. And both heads have different names.
Weird.
I knew this. Yeah.
So the creature itself is a Demogorgon. The names of the two heads are Emuel and Hathadiah.
This
All right,
brings
hey,
me.
you want to
Hold
pause?
on.
Hey, hold on. No, this is more important. We have to get pronunciation for the most important thing in our podcast right now. Shut your fucking butt.
Hold on.
Please pronounce it.
All right,
Rice, can we get some pronunciations? We're just going to ride with what you got.
Okay, here we go. So Trav's going to give it a shot, and he's going to get it right out the bat, and that's going to be Amul,
Amul.
and
I'm fine with Amul.
Hathradaya.
I like Amul.
Here we go.
All right, and
So,
are the highlights?
here we go. Blake's gonna get it wrong. Here we go.
No, it's you know what? I'm fine with Amul.
Yeah, Amul makes sense.
Amul is good, and I'm also with Travis on Hathradaya. Hathradaya.
Okay.
Everybody good with that?
I can
Okay,
agree with that.
Cool.
So this is important. I have a question here, and I just want to take this opportunity to point out that those Stranger Things kids were full
Dumb,
of shit.
dumb as
again.
fuck, and I hate them. And
The-
God
So
damn.
listen,
Dustin from Stranger Things said that Demogorgon that they were fighting, there was multiple of them, right? They had one in season 1, and then they had like multiple
hold on.
kids in season 2.
Okay, so
Let's get there. Let's get there.
hold on.
But there's only one Demogorgon.
I want to start out by saying
Yeah.
Stranger Things is amazing. I hope they can continue making it. I was on your side
Okay.
at the beginning when I was like, that's not a Demogorgon. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
However, we gotta recognize these kids were playing D&D where the big bad was a Demogorgon. And they were presented with this monster, and the only thing in their brains that they had to call it, they just called it the Demogorgon. They're like, oh, obviously, this is like what we were playing.
But is there no
You're
more,
absolutely accurate.
Is
yeah.
there no more sacred of a tradition of Dungeons and Dragons players than pointing out when other D&D players are doing it wrong?
Maybe when they're not
So they are doing it wrong, and I
Okay.
think it's important to satisfy that tradition to point out how full of
listen.
shit Dustin specifically. I just want to call him out because I don't think what is his name?
Keep trying.
You don't even know their name.
Yeah,
Dustin,
well, you're really a waste of fucking time, aren't you? Will Byers.
Are
I
you
don't
a
even
fan?
know. Will fucking
Mike?
whatever their
11?
names are, 11. They're all full of shit, and I think it's consistent with the tradition of Dungeons and Dragons. And then dare I say, Pathfinder? You're not playing.
Well, nobody's talking about Pathfinder.
I know, but I'm just saying you're not playing the game right. You pieces of shit.
Okay, so we gotta recognize this is Will. Wait, who?
Will Byers.
No, okay, yeah, Will was the guy that got sucked into the upside down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the guy that was the DM?
That was Will.
I thought it was Will was the DM.
No. It was
No.
Mike. It was Mike.
Mike. Okay, so Mike was the DM. Mike created this. This is a homebrew situation.
Okay, never do that.
No, I
by
don't
the
think
way.
it was it homebrew?
It absolutely was a homebrew.
Was it homebrew? Really?
Never do.
I
homebrew.
don't know enough about AD&D to know.
The lessons learned here is never do homebrew. Always support your fans.
I was planning on getting this later,
okay.
but Wizards of the Coast has released an official campaign.
Yes, they have.
Where Stranger Things is the theme, and their version of the Demogorgon is the Demogorgon.
That's stupid. That's not real.
Is unacceptable.
I mean, it's real though, and he is
So hey, let's all.
much less beefy than the original.
Yeah,
talk
'cause
about-
he looks like a level. He looks like a challenge rating like 5 monster in the show.
Well, you're very close. He's 4.
Damn! Hey, hey,
So,
high five on that.
yeah.
That's pretty close.
Hey, what was the challenge rating of the first one?
the Demogorgon is a
So the very-
26.
no, well, hold on.
and 5e.
The very first one doesn't have CR. That wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah. Okay.
In 5e,
5e.
he's
a 26.
He's a 26. Yeah.
Jesus.
So in 5e,
fucking
he had
Christ.
90,000 XP. That's what he's worth.
Yeah, no, it is the
shit.
He had 496 hit points.
Here, let's just look at this picture.
22 for his armor.
Hold on, just look at this picture.
The only
Tony the
creature?
Tiger. Look at this picture of Tony the
Yeah,
Tiger.
so we got Tony the Tiger.
Fucking first edition, and be like, look at that, and say 90,000 experience points. That's just like, you can't even do that.
First edition's different.
I know, but I'm just
90,000 was
saying-
for 5th edition.
I know,
First
I know.
edition, he was nearly indestructible.
Yeah, you could not be.
Oh,
that
so it's
low.
even more.
No,
Yeah.
it was harder. Yeah.
So Tony the Tiger was like invincible.
This guy, guys.
And then you have this 5th edition guy who looks like the worst thing on the planet.
Yeah, I hate everything about him.
yeah,
and
looks
he-
rough. He looks rough.
He is destructible.
He's still got the tentacle hands. though.
Yeah, so he's, what is he? His armor class is 22, hit points 496. So
Yeah.
he is, I mean, he's beefy,
Yeah.
but you could beat him.
Maybe in a.
Look, I have never been. I mean, I have, but if you're sitting there like playing D&D and someone's like, "It's cool, it's just 122."
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Fine.
So the trick to Demogorgon was, and has always been, apparently, that you need to trick the two heads to work against each other.
So you could definitely not be them maybe hand to hand, but like combat wise. But he's got no fingers. I mean, he could definitely beat him in like a drawing competition, like some sort of waffle or.
I don't know.
There's no way he can win. Look at these fucking tentacles.
The tentacles could be more dexterous than hand.
I doubt.
There's literally no reason to think they're not, though. You're talking about let's imagine that Mormon Jesus had tentacles for
Joseph Smith. Let's see. He had tentacles instead of hands.
Yeah.
Do you think he could paint as good as anyone?
I don't think the Mormons would worship Joseph Smith as much as they do.
If he looked like that?
If he didn't have fingers. Look at this guy.
This is very ableist of you, Travis.
I mean, there's a point that you just got to draw the line. You got to have fingers.
I think that Demon Jesus could wrap a random paintbrush around his tentacles. That's all I'm saying.
This fucking Demogorgon right now could not even do a Thanksgiving turkey drawing.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's one thing he can't do.
But because that's a fucking important thing.
But no,
he's got toes and shit.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Say you can't spread your tentacle out. Oh,
this is something I could do in 3rd grade. This fucking Demogorgon couldn't do because he's got tentacle hands.
Look, his feet. Look at this.
He's got.
What is this? That's a fucking turkey.
Is that a fiver?
That's a turkey.
Is that a fiver? That's a fiver.
I see four.
He's got like rooster feet. That's a turkey.
That's bullshit. I just don't think I would be friends with him in 3rd grade.
Did you have any friends in 3rd grade?
I had a lot of friends. I had one friend.
Fun facts, in 2nd grade, my best friend was a blind kid.
Okay.
Very cool. I was his helper. I always sat next to him. I was his helper in lines when we went to like lunch and stuff. Like he held my arm.
That's really nice. You're a good person, bro.
No, listen, we're saying this because Blake left the room and we need filler. Men's Rhea.
Yeah. Let's go back to that.
Why is there not a women's Rhea? Let's talk about this, legalese.
Yeah. Why are we sexist when it comes to our Latin terminology
and
for mental intent?
Yeah, you know who won't address this? Blake.
Welcome to Blake's Sultry Tones. I think we all agree that of everyone on this podcast, Blake has the best tones, and he will lead you into the advertisements.
So, we're probably not going to get too deep into Demogorgon today.
What mean about Demogorgon bone? Demogorgon bone? Demogorgon bone?
A Demogorgon bone?
Oh, are the Demogorgon invertebrates?
No.
Did you know that? Did you figure that out?
They are not. They command everything reptilian. Reptiles are not invertebrates.
That makes sense.
Fair enough.
Cold-blooded, maybe. Now, they may be, cold-blooded. They may be commanding everything cold-blooded, but...
Yeah.
No.
So there's certain climates that they probably wouldn't thrive in.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hell, however,
Pretty
I'm
good.
assuming always pretty hot.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, it depends on the level, but that's beside the point.
Well, if I was an adventurer and I wanted to, bebop around Waterdeep, and you know what? And like, I want to fuck up a Demogorgon.
So here's the thing.
There's the Demogorgon, and I was like, you know what? I want to go after that guy, and I want to kill him. What do I do?
It depends on your level.
Okay.
Usually...
A level 2.
Yeah, he would ignore you.
Okay.
You're nothing to him. You're an ant. You're, like, annoying. So, he might just, flick you off, and it would probably hurt you badly, but it's nothing to him.
Yeah, who cares?
He wouldn't even pay attention.
No,
fair enough.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, so even if you're a party of people, and, he's him... and you're trying to fuck with him because he's causing chaos, he's not going to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
You're nothing.
So as I approach level, what if I'm level 10, I got a party.
You're still nothing.
I got 4 bros, and we're all level 10. We're all barbarians. We got just axes. We've got, reckless attacks. We're ready to go.
If I were the DM in this case, you're still nothing.
Yeah,
he would brush you off as nothing. I mean, he might hurt you a little bit, but it's nothing to him.
So what is my chance? How am I going to beat him?
You're not.
How are you going to beat him?
Yeah.
That's your job as the player to determine.
Okay.
Oh, can we throw a side note in when it comes to our relationship when it comes to D&D? All of us have DM'd for the other 2. I would say I am the more constant DM. Is that fair?
Fair.
I mean,
fair.
I'm just saying in general, just to have this as like...
In general, yes.
I don't think that I know more about this than either one of you guys.
Let's make that clear.
I don't. That's not what I'm getting at. My point was just in general statement.
Yes,
Yes.
you are the most more
Yes.
constant.
Yes.
So I would say, like, when we always talk, I would say that I am the DM far more often than the other two.
Yes.
Fair?
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Fair. I feel like we're gonna transition to this you being more right, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Hey.
Preemptively.
I would also like to say to everyone else, the rules literally say that.
No.
Do they?
Nope.
Yeah, they say that the dungeon master's more right.
Well, okay, the DM, yeah, okay. Not Blake.
No. No rule says Blake's more right, although they fucking should.
Just because you're a liar.
A lawyer.
A liar.
Liar.
No, but I mean, I just thought that was also something we should include in our bio, is how we know each other and how we play D&D together.
Okay, well, listen, we keep talking about how you're a lawyer and how, like, the law of it. We should also talk about how I'm a geologist. And the
rocks of it.
And the geology of it
Let's talk
is
about
fucking spot on when I run it.
It does. It very much is, actually.
how in a rock perspective.
rock
how would
spective,
you?
yeah.
Rock spec. If we're talking rock spectively here, how would you fight the Demogorgon?
Okay, a rock strictly perspective.
We're talking rocks. That's all we're talking about right now.
He's probably around a lot of columnar basalt.
Yeah, we're going to the rock segment of the podcast.
Clearly, columnar basalt. Just this hexagonal,
I hate you guys.
just the columns of basalt.
I fucking hate you.
Now,
Here
the
we go.
thing is, the
Here we go.
cleavage
This is
of
where it
this
gets real.
rock.
This is where it gets real.
The cleavage of this rock, it can break on columns, as suggested.
As basalt does.
Well, not basalt, but columnar basalt.
Oh, okay.
It's different.
I
Sure.
hate these guys.
And you could break these motherfuckers off, they just fall right on them.
Motherfucking columnar to basalt. Yep. Here we go.
This is all I got.
I think
Tale as old as time.
I think it's time that we get into the pure question asking of this. Bryce has Demogorgon questions. Travis and I have questions for the Blood War. If anyone else in this podcast like to ask any dumb question, we'll answer it, regardless if we know the actual answer or not.
We will give you.
And now it might be
Without
6
question?
episodes late because of how we're doing the release, but
That's fair, but I say we just ride right into it. We got Demogorgon questions, we got Blood War questions, we got Demon questions, we got Devil questions. You just fling them.
what is that? It's the alcohol in Arcana. The
In
letter,
Arcana.
The letter N.
Arcana.
Arcana.
Sorry.
Alcohol,
But that's not-
alcohol in Arcana. That's the letter N in the middle.
Anyways.
.com or not .com. That's our Twitter handle. Our Instagram is alcohol and Arcana.
Arcana.
Arcana. A-N-D. Alcohol and Arcana.
Arcana. Got
Yeah.
it.
Okay. That's our Instagram. And then our email is alcoholandarcana.com.
Arcana. Got it. Thank you so
Yep,
much.
they got it.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So please, and then we also have a website which isn't live yet, but it might be whenever you listen to this.
I think
What's our website? Yeah, alcohol and Arcana.
Arcana. It's Arcana. Yeah, we're all.
Yeah, Alcohol and
I
Arcana. Everybody, this has been Travis, your favorite host from Alcohol and Arcana.
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 That's fine.
We're so happy that you listened to our episode, and we look forward to having you on in future episodes.
Be sure and rate and subscribe. It really helps a lot.
So mash that like and subscribe button.
I would say don't rate it, like Bryce said, but really like
Well, definitely rate it if you liked it. If you didn't, well, maybe don't.
Smash. You smash it, right?
You mash it.
Am I using the? Is it
Smash.
mash or is it smash?
Smash.
both.
I like Smash.
You mash that like button and subscribe, man or woman
Or woman, or they.
or they. You know what?
Whatever your pronoun is.
You know what? We didn't get into this, but they specifically talk about it in Morning Canaan's tome about the Blood War. They say, you know what? Your gender doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. When it comes down to you going to hell, who cares? You know, you're a devil at that point. You're male, female, whatever you want to be. It's up to you. And all the archdevils, they talk about
they don't refer to you at all.
They talk about he,
Hashtag
she,
equality.
whatever, and that's just the mortals. That's just the fucking man telling you what the Zariel or the Asmodeus should be. It could be he, she. It's whatever, man. You do whatever you want. If you're male, female, I don't give a shit. Just give us a shout. Just smash that like button,
baby.
Woo!
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo!
Like button smash.
Woo! Yeah.
So that's,
All right.
That's an interesting end.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We obviously have a ton we still have to learn, and we are so happy to share all this knowledge with you guys. Please go ahead and like and subscribe this channel. I know that's annoying, but it's the only way we're ever going to get this to grow. And to be honest, we just really want to like spend our time with you guys and spread all the knowledge we can find and spare. And we really love doing this. So please like and subscribe so we can give you more content. Go ahead and hit us up on Twitter and or our email with any topics you would like us to go into. We are down to go into anything and everything, regardless of the actual system. D&D, doesn't matter. You can go anything past that. We really do appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it.
Just a reminder, our Twitter is alcohol in, the letter N, arcana.
Arcana?
Yep, that's our Twitter. Our Instagram is alcohol and arcana.
Arcana, got it.
And our email is alcoholandarcana.com.
Arcana, got it. Yeah, that was great.
Yep, perfect. Arcana.
Individually, we are Bryce at Alcohol and Arcana.
Travis at, just walk me through it. Just keep going.
It's alcohol and the way you pronounce it.
Yeah, whatever the
stupid.
fuck you say.
So you have alcohol and Arcana.
And I am Blake at alcoholandarcana.com.
Anyways, this Bitches Brew is...
Oh yeah, the Bitches Brew has hit me hard.
Man, dude, how are you guys feeling after the...
I'm drunk.
I'm fucking drunk as
I've been
shit.
drunk this whole
I
time.
am quite drunk, and I want more of the casserole before pizza gets
Yeah, I've been
Hell
drunk
yeah.
this whole time.
Hey,
Well...
Drink your water, you bitch.
pussy.